A lot of us have been raised to believe that corporations ultimately have to have the best intentions that they can to their customers to be able to sustain their businesses. But what happens when you wind up with a whole series of different kinds of motivating effects that are all transpiring at exactly the same time? And we want to dig a little bit deeper into this so that you can follow the logic and see what's going on and make personal adjustments in your life to be able to react to the fact that some of these corporations, and I'm going to speak specifically to the plastics industry, have got a survival mode instinct that will have them fighting tooth and nail to hang on to their ability to be able to put water in plastic bottles, soft drinks in plastic bottles, food in plastic, every plastic interaction, even microwavable products. Have you noticed the number of microwave products that are coming in plastic-based containers or that have plastic wrappings over them that we're supposed to just put into the microwave and hope that that's all going to work out? How can it be that when we've got brand new studies that are out right now showing that about 90% of the micro nanoplastics, forever chemicals that have gathered themselves in your brain and are pushing you, your loved ones, your family, your neighbors, people around you into early onset dementia issues, how can it be that we've got access to the studies, the people of plastics today have access to those studies, and the major corporations that have been using plastic for food and water for well over a generation and a half now have had access to those studies, some of them dating back to the 1970s, that are basically saying the same thing over and over again. And that is that plastic, when you purchase water in a plastic bottle, you're making a 450 to 500 year decision, meaning that plastic bottle is going to be what it is for 10, 12 generations. And even as it breaks down, it is going to go on for hundreds and hundreds of years, infecting the environment, infecting your great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren with nanomicroplastics and creating bacterial cultures from nanoplastic colonies. All of these things are incredibly well documented, and here we are, finally, with the United Nations making yet another attempt to bring some of the authority of the world together to say, hey, why don't we beat back on plastic? Now, the response from the plastics industry, from the article that I just received from Plastics Today, is their hope that the petrochemical industry, their oil backers, bearing in mind that we have to understand that plastic is an oil-based product, and the petrochemical industry has made a fortune in the creation of plastic. They're hoping that what's going on right now is a major lobby effort from the oil industry to support plastic. So if you combine the weight and the value of the plastics industry with the weight and the value of the oil industry, and all of that manufacturing and economic weight is pressed back against the United Nations resolution and what they're trying to develop right now to deal with plastic, we've got a major problem on our hands. And that is, we are not going to see the outcome at the United Nations that we hoped that we were going to see because of the interference. Now, what I want to do is I want to stress to you that all is not lost, because at the end of the day, if you and I stop letting these major manufacturers call us consumers, meaning that we're just mindless drones that are going around buying whatever it is that they put on a store shelf, then what we can do together is we can start searching out alternatives in glass, in tin and stainless, in paper, in anything that we can, in every way that we can. Right now, first place to go is set down the plastic water bottles and the plastic drinks that you're consuming right now. It's causing massive internal problems for your own health. It's costing a fortune. It's not sustainable, and it's destroying the environment. And it's one of the easiest ways to begin to stop plastic consumption and leading yourself back into a program of stewardship for yourself, for your family, and for the future generations, and for the planet. We're working right now with an organization that's got a brand new cryptocurrency project called Drop. One of the things that we were really excited in the Drop Foundation was that 25, 25, 25, and 25% after operations is being given into NGOs, charities, DeSci projects, organizations that are helping to clean up the planet, and media, so that the message can get out. It's called Get the Drop. Because what we want to do is not be overwhelmed and overcome by the issues that seem so big and so large when we give up the ability to be able to move the needle in our own sphere of influence. What you have control over, you have control over. And that's the right place to start. Listen, life change and health and joy and the things of the spirit and adding back to the goodness of the planet, those things are infectious things for people that are afraid, worried, and unable to figure out what the next best thing to do is. If we understand the plan of the enemy, and you may be saying, Kirby, are you calling the plastics industry and the oil industry the enemy? Yeah, I am. And this is why. Is because if they've got access to all of the information that I've got access to, teams of researchers, scientists, legal affairs people, and major executives inside their corporation that are supposed to be weighing this information and making valuable and important decisions to the bottom line for their shareholders that is in line with some form of ethics, then they would not continue to not only aggressively move forward with regard to the use of plastic in all of these different forms, but they would be making the adjustments into the available organic materials that there are to be able to eliminate plastic from the world's food supply. In a nutshell, it really all comes down to dollars and cents. And so we've got corporations that are basically saying, what's more important, the value to my shareholders or the health of my customers? Right now, the vast majority of those corporations that are involved in the plastics industry and the petrochemical industry have made a decision that shareholders and profits are more important than your health and the health of your family. If this has been helpful to you in any way, I want to encourage you to hit the link to go to I Drink Living Water and check out some of the resources that we've got on how to protect your family from forever chemicals, microplastics, some of the really cool things that we've come up with in Make Water Your Business if you've got a sphere of influence and you'd like to be able to start creating sustainable ways to hydrate properly without destroying the planet or your bottom line. Then we've tried to spend a number of years in researching alternatives that will really make a difference to you, to your family, and to the planet. So like, link, and subscribe, and keep following along with us as we're on the front end of what we're going to call the water crisis. And I'm going to just tie this up in a nutshell. Right now, about 2.4 billion people on the planet do not have access to enough clean water to live sustainable, healthy lives. That number is going to spike past 4 billion over the course of the next few years. And those two words stitched together in hashtags water crisis are going to become more and more and more common as the information that reaches people about proper hydration with real mineralized water that's clean and healthy for them is also permeating social media, the internet, and giving people some direction with regard to how to regain their health. So we got two forces that are working against one another: the attack on water and its supply, and the education process on the importance of properly clean and mineralized water. We've got these two forces that are going to continue to push the value of real, healthy, mineralized water through the roof over the course of the next couple of years. We want to be in front of it with you, and we want to be in front of it sustainably with amazing ideas and connecting people all over the planet together that are working on a variety of different solutions, dealing with the mess right now, helping to prevent the mess on a root cause basis, and helping to educate people about what to do in the middle of the water crisis. Anyway, it's called I Drink Living Water, Make Water Your Business, and that brand new coin project is called Get the Drop. So if you need any information, make sure to reach out to us, hit the link below, reach us at CWO at I Drink Living Water, and we'll make sure that we get back to every person, every inquiry and support you in every way that we possibly can with some of the solutions that we've come up with for sustainability, the reduction of your own personal costs, and the protection of the planet. As the folks at Drop say, lifeguard the planet. It's time. Thanks for listening. Like, link, and subscribe.